Capricorn, how are you? I hope you are doing well. Oh my god, my hair, it's just a mess. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Nina or Sinfulpluto, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you for joining us again. I hope that you receive a message that you need to hear for the next 2 weeks. This is going to apply to Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter in Sidereal and Tropical. So check both if you so desire. And let me think, what else? This is going to apply for the dates between August 26th through September 8th, okay? Let's just go ahead and get started, my loves. Alright, so what is in store for Capricorn between August 26th through September 8th? What is in store for Capricorn between August 26th and September 8th? That was too many cards, darling. Too many cards. I've been using a British accent lately, and I don't know why, but I like it. Alrighty, Capricorn. What is in store for Capricorn between August 26th and September 8th? What needs to be brought to Capricorn's awareness? What should they... There you go. I got a card. Alright, so we got the Three of Pentacles reversed. Alright, so you could be dealing with some sort of teamwork. Maybe you're dealing with coworkers at this time who are just being a little bit catty, who you're having a hard time getting along with. Maybe there's classmates in your life that you're having a difficult time getting along with. Or maybe there are people over the internet. Perhaps this is like, maybe if, for example, you work at a long distance sort of company and you have like all of your co-workers are like a long distance, maybe you're having a hard time dealing with them long distance. The Six of Swords signifies the internet, so maybe you're just having a hard time getting along with other people, working with other people, and kind of, you know, team building with other people via the internet or through long distances or anything like that. It could also be that you're wanting to travel, or you're trying to travel, but you're not working well with other people, and so that's causing a little bit of a rift. You could be dealing with a Leo with this Strength card reversed, as well with the Four of Pentacles reversed, which signifies a lot of pride and a lot of... Wait, this was that upright or reversed? I don't remember. I'm going to say it was upright. So we have the Four of Pentacles, which signifies someone who's being really stubborn. Whether it's you, Capricorn, or someone else who's being very stubborn. It feels like you want things to be your way or the highway. Again, it could be you or another person. The roles can always be reversed in my reading. So if it doesn't resonate specifically with your energy, maybe it's someone around you. So reverse the roles however you need to for it to resonate with you, okay? So, yeah, we see a lack of teamwork. We see someone trying to, like, one-up another person. We see someone trying to be inferior and trying to push down another person with this Three of Pentacles reversed. Again, this could be in relation to the internet. Maybe you're just having a hard time working with people over the internet. Maybe, you know, things are just, people in general are not working very well together as a group via the internet. It could also just be with the Three of Pentacles reverse is that you're ready to move on from this group of people. You're ready to move on from this energy. You're ready to move on from whatever situation this is, whether it's a job or school or classmates or whatever it is. Maybe you're just ready to move forward and transition away from this and go on to better things with the Six of Swords. Again, you could be dealing with a Leo, so maybe you're moving away from a Leo, but also I feel like some of you, I feel that for the feeling that I get with this Strength card reverse is like some of you are having a hard time standing up for yourselves, and maybe you're kind of running away from the situation, especially with the Six of Swords. Maybe you're running away from the situation because you don't really know how to handle it, or you don't know how to confront it or acknowledge it directly, which is a little bit kind of, a little bit... I guess weird for you, Capricorn, because you are a cardinal sign, so you like to go things directly. But it could just be that maybe you guys are, you know, facing the situation directly and just, you know, cutting off the situation at the bud. Or maybe you're cutting off a Leo in your life because of the fact that they're just being too prideful or too egotistical, or, you know, they're not thinking about other people, not taking into consideration other people's feelings, things along those lines. Or maybe it doesn't have to be a Leo, but maybe someone who fits that energy of someone who's very prideful, someone who thinks with their ego and not with their head. Someone who lacks a lot of compassion, someone who lacks empathy, and someone who is just kind of, honestly, kind of stuck up and kind of stuck in their own ways with the Four of Pentacles here. Feels like this person is really stuck in their own ways. It could also just be a Pisces with the Hanged Man reversed. It could be a Pisces. It could also, the Hanged Man reverse also just signifies someone who is really complacent and they are pointing the fingers and they expect everyone to basically bend to their expectations, or they expect other people to do what they want and to, you know, like mouth feed them everything or spoon feed them everything. So that's kind of the energy that I'm getting here. Someone who, honestly, this feels like a very stuck up sort of energy, like someone very pompous, someone very like arrogant, very rude. They really think that they're better themselves, and I feel like that's why there's this rift with the Three of Pentacles reverse. It's like this person doesn't even want to work together. This person doesn't even want to, you know, reach any sort of compromise. This person doesn't want to, you know, work as a team. I feel like they're only looking out for themselves. They're only looking out for their own blood. They're only doing things that benefits them, and I feel like you're just ready to move on from that. You would rather just walk away and just transition into a better state of being from the situation, because it's just not benefiting you at all. If anything, it's just kind of draining and really weird. And I also feel, because I have a Judgment here, so this is telling me that this could be a test of your patience, or this is just like an overall karmic test to see how you react, how you handle the situation. And I feel like if you walk away in a way that's like productive, or if you handle the situation productively, if you handle the situation properly, I feel like you're going to have, you know, like you're going to have your back pat. You're going to, like, you know, the universe is like going to pat you on the back and tell you, like, you know what, good job. You handled this correctly. But I feel like if you succumb to this Hanged Man reversed energy, maybe where you point the finger at this person and you blame them for everything and da-da-da-da-da, I feel like the universe is going to kind of give you a little bit of a wake-up call there, if you will. And it could, I mean, also, we have to remember, like, maybe you're the person who's being arrogant. Maybe you're the one who thinks that you are the right one and things want to go your way. And because I know that with cardinal signs, they just want to go, and they want to do things immediately. They do sometimes want that instant gratification. And so as the cardinal sign Capricorn, I feel like you feel like your way is the best way, and you feel like you're the most efficient, or you're the most productive in the group or whatever. And maybe that's why you're having such a hard time working with other people, because you're not listening to them. You're not being open to compromise. You're not letting other people kind of give their advice or give their feedback or provide any sort of insight. And it's like you think that you just know it all, and you know, that's something that you might need to work on, right? Because I feel like pride is getting in the way. And I feel like some of you could be putting a little bit too much value on material things with this Four of Pentacles here. You're putting a little bit too much value on material things, or on status, or on reputation. And I feel like some of you could be very unwilling to compromise, or very unwilling to listen to other people, or very unwilling to work as a team or to work as a group, because you care so much about how people perceive you. And it's like, like I said, you're working based off of your own self-interest. You're working your whole standpoint is that you want to be seen as the victor. You want to be seen, there's a certain light that you want to be portrayed under. And that is not that is working to your detriment. And I feel like you ultimately end up pushing people away, and you end up, you know, sitting in this very stagnant energy, because, you know, you're focused on the material, you're focused on the physical, and life is so much more than just reputation and status and money, or whatever it is that you are striving for, that is very superficially based, that is very physically based, that is very materially based. And I feel like you need to move away from that. I feel that you need to transition away from this strength reversed energy, where you're lacking compassion. It feels a little bit like you're being stone cold, and not necessarily ice queen, but it's just like you're not taking into consideration, you're not taking other people's feelings into consideration, you're not being compassionate, you're not being empathetic, it's just like I said, you're only thinking about yourself. It honestly feels like the Hunger Games almost, where it's just like you have to look out for yourself. But it's like, this isn't the Hunger Games, this isn't, some sort of competition, and it never was a competition. It was just a teamwork. It's a group effort. You benefit more working as a group sometimes. Sometimes you just work better as a group, and you don't have to do everything alone, and you don't have to do everything a very specific way that is tailored only to you and only benefits you. You can share abundance with other people and have it be okay and still have enough for yourself. Does that kind of make sense? And so we have the Star. You could be dealing with an Aquarius. You could also be dealing with a Scorpio, because I have Death reverse. We have the Star, which is telling me that you want to be the center of attention. Some of you really want to be the center of attention, or like I said, you want to have a certain light under you. But having Judgment and the Star, I feel like, you're definitely center stage for whatever test or trial that you're being put under right now. And I feel like you're being very closely watched. Your behavior is being very closely watched. And, the way in which you handle the situation, the way in which you behave is being, calculated, and it's being watched. And, the universe, if you will, the universe is, just watching. It's observing, honestly. The universe is observing you and seeing how you handle the situation. And, they're taking notes. And by the end of this whole test, by the end of the situation, if you have been, taking on the energy of the Four of Pentacles, where you care so much about status and, leveling up in status, leveling up. Maybe some of you are really concerned about leveling up, like on social media, or leveling up, through the masses and social media, on the internet, whatever it is. If you're so concerned about that, the universe is taking note of that, and they're, constructing the consequences for that. And, if you break away from the energy, and you're a little bit more, if you humble yourself and you become a little bit more compassionate and a little bit more empathetic and a little bit more willing to listen to other people, then those consequences will also, be presented to you. But obviously, like, consequences isn't always a negative thing. It's just an overall outcome, or like, consequences just isn't always a negative thing, basically. So whether you do right or you do wrong, there will be consequences for both of them. There will be benefits, or there will be, like, there's just a way that you will be impacted overall. So yeah, Death reverse is telling me that there's a resistance to change, or a lack of transformation. And like I said, you're stuck in this energy. I feel like you're stuck in this Four of Pentacles energy of, caring only about yourself, caring about your sanctuary, about your well-being, about what benefits you most, and not taking into consideration how other people feel or how other people will be impacted. And I feel like some of you are just being kind of arrogant, honestly. It could be that some of you are being arrogant, or someone in your life is being very arrogant. Perhaps it's a coworker, a friend, a family member, an authority figure, whoever it is. I feel like this person is being very arrogant. They're not willing to change, or they're not willing to improve. They're not willing to basically reflect and, ask themselves how they can improve, or how they're impacting other people, essentially. Yeah. Let's say, I feel like with this Hanged Man, you could be blaming other people for your problems, or blaming other people for your circumstances, or whatever it is. And I don't think that's very fair or very healthy, because, again, the Hanged Man reverse is like lacking the introspection. It lacks reflection, and it's important for you to reflect, to introspect, and to see how you contributed to the situation, essentially. The Hanged Man reverse can also just signify that some of you are feeling really stuck, and you need a new perspective, and you need to look at things differently. You need to have a different frame of mind. And I feel like for a long time, or for however long, you've been looking at things from a perspective where you want to benefit, and you want to solely benefit, should I say, and you want the material things, you want the status, you're working solely based on status, or on reputation, or on money, or whatever it is, and that's not really giving you the emotional fulfillment that you were looking for, or the emotional fulfillment that you need. And so I feel that the Hanged Man reverse is saying that you need to make you need to create a new perspective, or you need to look at things from a new perspective. The Hangman reverse, to me, honestly, also signifies, like, the fact that you might not be willing to sacrifice certain things. And I feel like having this card paired with the Four of Pentacles, I feel like this is kind of asking you, like, are you willing to sacrifice working solely for reputation or for status or for wealth or whatever? Are you willing to sacrifice that so that you can build a better life for yourself? And I feel like that's kind of the whole test, is like, are you willing to make certain sacrifices so that you can ultimately create a better life for yourself and ultimately create a reality where everyone is benefiting? Because I feel like with the Hangman reverse, it's kind of saying that there are certain sacrifices that you are not willing to make. There are certain sacrifices that you refuse to make, and it's like, you expect everyone else to make these sacrifices, but when it comes to you and making some sort of sacrifice or putting in your part, you don't want to do it. And so I feel like what's important right now is for you to make whatever sacrifice this is. Or, you know, just be willing to compromise. Be willing to work together as a team. Because right under the Three of Pentacles is this Hanged Man. You know, what are you willing to put down? What are you willing to bet? What are you willing to do? What effort are you willing to put in? It's not just other people. It's also what you contribute to the table, what you bring to the table. You can't just expect everyone else to do the work and you do nothing. And you just sit on your throne and have all of these luxuries be handed to you. That's not how it works. So I feel like, you know, the testing ground that you could be on is like, the whole test for some of you could be just asking you, what sacrifices are you willing to make, if any? You know? And the spotlight is definitely on you, and I feel like the universe is really watching you to see how you handle this situation. And I feel like some of you are really tempted to just stay on your throne, to not put in any work, to just kind of be that really pompous royal person who is just on their throne eating, like having grapes being fed to them, not even lifting a finger. And sure, that's a nice lavish life, but it's complacent, and it's not, at the end of the day, it's not fulfilling, because you're not doing anything for yourself. You're not working for anything. You're not striving for anything. You're not doing anything. You're just sitting there and expecting everyone else to do the work for you. You're just sitting there expecting for other people to wipe your ass. And that's not okay. So yeah, I do see a struggle. I do see indifference. Yeah. I see a struggle for you to move forward. I literally have Death reversed, the Eight of Cups reversed, Four of Cups, and the Chariot reversed. You could be dealing with a Cancer. But this to me is just like, you're so indifferent to all of this. I feel like you're trying to remain indifferent for as long as you can, and you are really expecting everything to kind of be handed to you, which is such a weird thing because you're a Capricorn and I wouldn't expect that of you, but I mean, it happens to everyone. So yeah, I see the Eight of Cups reversed, where it's like an unwillingness to walk away. And I feel like a lot of you are aware that you need to walk away from this mindset. A lot of you are aware that you need to do something different, that you need to transition into something better, that you need to move forward and to do better things. But I feel like you're indifferent with this Four of Cups here. And I feel like here, Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups. Both of these people seem very indifferent to what they have. Very indifferent. Their eyes are closed. They're looking the other way. They're like, ugh, whatever. You know? With the Four of Pentacles, it's like they're just so indifferent to any sort of change, any sort of progress. You know, the Four of Pentacles next to the Six of Swords is like, this person is so indifferent to progress, to change, to transition, to progression. And they're looking the other way, and their eyes are closed, and they're like, you know, clinging onto these material things and hoping that, you know, those material things will fulfill them forever, but they won't. And again, Four of Cups is just that indifference. It's that indifference where, you know, you're being offered all of these really great things, but you're just like sitting here completely indifferent. You don't really care. Like, you're being these opportunities of redemption, essentially, and you're so distracted, and you're just like, you're basically regressing. And there's just this lack of progress. There's this lack of taking charge. There's this complacency here. I feel like a lot of you are just being really complacent in your in your growth, and you're being very complacent in your life. And I feel like a lot of you really need to take charge. You need to take action. You need to stop getting distracted by the material things, by the physical things, by the status, by the wealth, by the reputation, by the followers, whatever it is. You need to stop getting so distracted, and you need to focus on whatever it is that you need to do. And I feel like you need to start working with other people. You need to start being more collaborative and stop isolating yourself and being so indifferent to their advice or to their suggestions or whatever it is, because you're not the best one in the game. I promise you, there's always someone better than you. There's always someone who has better ideas, and there's someone who is willing to put in the work for those creative ideas and, you know, level up. And so I feel like with the Chariot reverse, that's telling me like you're getting distracted by too many things. You're getting distracted by the wrong things, and you need to focus. You need to concentrate so that you can take charge, move forward, and allow and just work hard and do whatever it is that you need to do so that you can be successful and be not only materially fulfilled, but emotionally fulfilled, mentally fulfilled, spiritually fulfilled. Because life is so much more than the physical. It's so much more than how much money you can make, or how many houses you can buy, or how many cars you can get, or how popular you are, how influential you are. Like, that shit doesn't matter unless you're able to share that with everyone else, or unless you are truly emotionally fulfilled in what you are doing. If you're not emotionally fulfilled, then there's no fucking point. So I'm going to go ahead and go into my Wisdom of the Oracle to see what we have for you. And I already bridge shuffled this deck a few times before filming, so yeah. Stop. Let me ask my question first, please. Alright, what messages do we have for Capricorn right now? What message does Capricorn need to hear based off of this spread? What confirmation can we give to Capricorn? What message does Capricorn need to hear? Okay. It fell. Okay. So we have, okay, I got like little fuzzies on it. We have Loyal Heart, Round and Round. And then at the bottom of the deck we have Fork in the Road. Fork in the Road. The Fates, and then under that is Flexible. So I'm going to just talk about these three cards for now. So, okay, so Round and Round to me just signifies the lack of progress that you're having. You keep on going round and round. You're not making any progress. You're not moving forward. You're not going the distance. You are not really focused, I think, on the long term. I think that a lot of you are really focused on the instant gratification. I think a lot of you are focused on kind of clinging on to some sort of false sense of security, which for a lot of you can signify, or which for a lot of you can be the wealth, the status, the reputation, or whatever it is that maybe your career gives you in some sort of way. Because I know that a lot of Capricorns can be like very hard workers and very career oriented, so maybe it's something that's in relation to career. So yeah, Round and Round is just telling me like, rather than going forward, rather than moving forward, you're just moving in circles. You're walking in circles. You're walking in circles in the maze. You are hitting all of these dead ends, and you're wondering why, and maybe you're pointing the finger at everyone else as to why you would keep on reaching these dead ends. But the reason is because you're not doing things differently. You are looking at things from the same frame of mind. You are looking at things from, you're trying to do things the same way and hoping for a different outcome, and that's just not how it works. And so Loyal Heart here tells me that you have people in your life that want to see you succeed. They want to see you be happy. They want to see you succeed. They want to see you do really great things for yourself. And I feel like these people are very loyal to you. And I feel like you might not have been treating them with the most respect, or you might not have been treating them in the best way because you've been so focused on what you personally want and how things can solely benefit you. And that's just not okay. That's just not okay. So Yeah, I feel like it's important to kind of ground yourself again and to go back to your roots and to go back to these people who just want the best for you, honestly. I feel like a lot of these people really do want the best for you. But I also think that loyal heart signifies that you need to be loyal to yourself in the sense that you have to do what is best for in the long run and not just do what is best in that moment. Because, listen, this moment is fleeting. We're never going to have the moment that, we're not always going to have this moment in time. Time is fleeting. And so we have to create a long-term plan that will benefit not only us, but those around us, those that love us, those that support us. So I just feel like that's what that signifies, darling. Let's see. Yeah, and then we have never-ending story. I feel like the same story keeps on being repeated. The same thing is being repeated. This isn't the first time that this has happened, and that's why we have judgment here. Like, the past things are coming to the surface again to see how you have improved, or if you have improved, or how much progress you have made. And the story, the cycle just keeps on happening. And I feel like you're just in your comfort zone worrying about what you personally want and all of that stuff, and it's not benefiting you, darling. It's not benefiting you. So that's what I have there. I'm going to pull some affirmators really quick. Affirmators. Affirmators. That's like a deep word. Alright, what messages do we need for Capricorn? What messages does Capricorn need to hear right now? What affirmations does Capricorn need for the next 2 weeks? What affirmations does Capricorn need right now? Alright, we got a winner. Alright, we have... I swear to God, these affirmations really be hitting today. We have generosity. I give generously to those around me, no matter how much or how little I have. I know there is more than enough to go around, and the key is to allow... And that the key is to allow it to keep going around without stopping. If I stop the flow, I'm like the one person at the stadium who doesn't do the wave. I swear to God, that's exactly what you needed to hear. All right, we have manifestation. If you could have anything you wanted, what would it be? Get specific and get greedy. You're holding a magic wand and you can conjure up anything. Could it be that when you declare your wishes out loud, you're actually casting a spell for your dreams to come true? Or is it just that, in a practical sense, the more people you ask with about your the more people you speak with about your desires, the more folks there are who know what you want and might have the means to help. What? Can I read? Or is it just that, in a very practical sense, the more people you speak with about your desires, the more folks there are who know what you want and might have the means to help you make them happen? Either way, stop waiting and start manifesting, but don't use that word if you don't want to. Okay, so what this means to me, I feel like this really resonates with this Three of Pentacles reverse, where it's like you want to manifest. A lot of you could be trying to manifest or trying to create a reality for yourself all on your own, and you don't want other people's help, but I feel like it's important for you to ask for people's help, to ask for advice, to reach out to people, to network. Network. This is the internet. You need to network. And, do a little bit of give and take. Do a little bit of some sort of exchange, equal exchange, beneficial exchange, mutually beneficial exchange. Like, to do that so that you can manifest the reality for yourself and that everyone else is happy and that everyone gets a piece of the cake and not just you having this big-ass cake that you're not even going to finish yourself. So, yeah. That's what I have for you, darling. I really hope that this resonates with you. If it does, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your feedback. Give the video a big ass thumbs up. Subscribe, share the video with your friends, your family, loved ones, and hit the bell notification if you so desire. If you want to find me on social media, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Sinfulpluto. You can also book a reading with me online at sinfulpluto.com, although I will say that I'm not available for readings right now because I'm taking a little bit of a break, but I will be open back later in September, and I will let you know. Okay? Okay, thank you. But I think that's it. Yeah. I love you. Please take care of yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be scared to ask for help. You don't have to do things alone. And journal, meditate, practice mindful breathing, eat your meals, take your vitamins, do whatever it is that you have to do. Okay? All right. I love you. Bye.